Eugene, Oregon, Tracktown, USA, the city where Steve Prefontaine ignited the fire of what would soon burst into a track revolution. Pre was infinitely passionate, charismatic to his core, and had an insatiable hunger for victory. Prefontaine grew up in Coos Bay, a small logging town on the coast of Oregon. He competed in many different sports growing up, but was never satisfied. Pre had an endearing spirit, one that demanded a sport in which he could test the limits of the human body, which is exactly what he did every single time he laced up his shoes and stepped onto the track. Colleges across the country began to covet Pre. Letters soon filled his mailbox asking him to join the country's most prestigious collegiate running programs. But the only letter Pre truly wanted was the one that was missing, the letter with the signature from University of Oregon legend Bill Bowerman.
Bowerman, he was very good at working with people physically, but he was also very good at working with the athletes mentally. So many times coaches just work their athletes hard, and when you do that, you get sick, you get injured, and so forth. But by having that hard easy where you can recover, you get much better.
After some back and forth between Coach Bowerman and Pre, an offer was extended, and Pre committed to the U of O. Pre painted the track with the art of his running. His fast pace, finesse, and front running inspired the university and filled Hayward with thousands of rowdy fans.
He ran workouts like they were races. People just love that, the commitment, the intensity, the soft-spoken bravado, and then battling for the rights of the bigger picture, battling for the rights of athletes, battling the bureaucrats of the day. I mean, just on and on and on. You add all that up, he was a rock star.
During his years at Oregon, Prefontaine never lost a race longer than a mile. By 1975, he held 8 American records for distances between 2,000 and 10,000 meters. With his competitive spirit and skill on the track, Pre became a worldwide phenomenon. In the 1972 Munich Olympics, Prefontaine was ready to showcase his talents in front of the world.
My grandmother went in the hospital, and I told her I was going to dedicate this race to her, and I told her I was going to break the American record for her.
You did it in style.
Well, I hope so. It's not the fastest time in the world, but it's in there anyway.
It all culminated in the 5,000 meter final.
Steve Prefontaine, 21 years old, is running up against the very big boys.
This could be a great race, a historic race. Let's see if it develops that way.
Pre is running a gutsy race. What a kick he's putting on. This is 600 yards to go, and he's trying an all-out kick.
Mohamed Gamoudi is right with him, and so is Steve Prefontaine. The kid is showing all the guts in the world. He's hanging in there.
Pre is running a great race. What guts!
Here comes Biron going for his second gold medal. And I think he's going to win it. But Gamoudi could have a kick. I don't think so. Biron's going to win the gold. And here comes the Briton trying to pass Prefontaine for the bronze. It's going to be close. And it was Ian Stewart beating out Steve Prefontaine for the bronze medal as Prefontaine nearly collapsed in the last 5 meters.
I know Pre thought he was going to win. Pre was destroyed when he came back. And he kind of checked out for a while, so we didn't see him. But when he came back, he was a different person. And he became more of a close friend to me. He was easier to be around, he was friendlier, he was more down to earth.
With a new humility, Pre sought to improve himself. He reached out to his former coach Bill Bowerman and his business partner Phil Knight. Bowerman and Knight had just created a new company with the hopes of developing revolutionary track shoes. That company was Nike.
We were just so fortunate that he was a Bowerman-trained athlete at that moment in time. There were other good athletes, but they didn't have that charisma, that connection to the runner and community and connection to the city and the school. I mean, it was a confluence of serendipitous timing, all these things coming together.
Pree became a Nike ambassador, putting Nike shoes on the feet of top runners everywhere, including Bill Rodgers and Frank Shorter.
Pree, being the PR guy what he was, would send shoes to people. From Prefontaine to me, here's the best guy in the country, sending me a pair of shoes. The young athlete coming up, you bet I'm going to wear them because it's from my man Pree.
Pree was a runner of the people. He had earned the respect of millions, which made the night of May 30th, 1975 so much harder. Pree dropped off his close friend Frank Shorter and headed for home. Steve Prefontaine never made it home that night. The legacy he left behind at the University of Oregon would go on to inspire future runners for generations to come. Pree is enshrined not only as a track and field legend, but as a hero for anyone with a bright and lucid spirit, anyone who is never truly satisfied, and anyone who holds oneself to the standard of perfection.